Thank you for joining us on TMC Connect. I am here today with Thomas Seelbinder, the head of product and customer success at Model Match. And he will be telling us today about how Model Match built a community for displaced talent.
Yeah, Sarah, thanks for having me on. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to have this platform to talk a little bit about what Model Match Connect is and how Model Match and the team at Model Match kind of came up with this idea and the evolution behind it. So greatly appreciate you having me on to share with everyone what we're building and hopefully how they can get involved and how they can help build this community right along with us as well. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Model Match is a talent management platform right now specifically designed and catering to the mortgage industry. And we really help organizations form and deploy a strategic growth plan, right? And we provide them with software to back that up, as well as services to allow them to tap into our resources and tap into our team and our experts on our side to deploy them in markets to help them grow. We've been around for about 5 years or so, and we've gone through a couple of rebuilds on the software side within that time. And there's always been this lingering question in relation to how do we get a community that's built or a platform that individuals can go to where they can kind of raise their hand and they can say, hey, I'm open to work and I want to either get connected to a recruiter, or I want to understand the organizations out there that are actively hiring and how I can build a relationship with them from not the hiring manager side, but the reverse side, from the talent side, and how we can cater to that. And so we've always had this idea of this Model Match Connect, which would allow for that relationship to form very organically, right? And after COVID and the market took the turn that it took, and our industry was severely impacted by reductions in staff, just kind of going through LinkedIn and being on LinkedIn and being connected with who we were connected with, it was very clear the level of impact that our industry was taking. And it started to become very noticeable that there is a large amount of talent out there outside of their control who is now desperately looking for a new position, for a new place, for a new organization to represent. And there's a lot that are struggling to do that for obvious reasons and for a variety of reasons. And so recently, when we started to see that really start to bubble up, and there was a lot of communication going on and a lot of conversations that were happening about how do we potentially connect these individuals to organizations that are hiring, and how do we get these really talented people, because a large portion of them were let go out of it's not in their outside of their control. And what happened is just simply either the organization is not around anymore, there's no more capacity, that position is no longer needed. And so they're raising their hand saying, hey, look, I have all this experience. This is how great I am. This is what I can bring to the organization. And I desperately need, just let me have a conversation. And so with that, Model Match Connect really spawned up in the early morning hours. I think it was like a Monday or a Tuesday where I was really going through LinkedIn, and it just really started to hit me pretty heavy of how many, open to work banners I started to see. And I started to see post after post of individuals saying, this is what's happening. This is what's happened to me. If anyone has any connections or anything they can do to kind of help out, where do I go? And so I got on the phone with Eric Levin on our team. He's the founder of Model Match. I got on with him and I said, look, I think we just really need to build it. We just need to get something that's built, put it out there, and then we can just continue to make iterations to it as we go. And we can talk to people, learn from how they're using it or what they're doing with it, and spread it out there and just continue to make adjustments to it. So we spun up, that's the first iteration of Model Match Connect. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to say, okay, look, like we want to make it super, super easy for both organizations that are hiring and looking for talent. And of course, more importantly, the talent themselves. So what you can do is when you go to Model Match Connect or modelmatch.com/connect, we wanted to make it super simple where you can just click a button, either I've been displaced or I'm an employer, fill out a really quick form, just takes a couple minutes on each one of these forms, depending if you're an employer or if you're someone that's been displaced. We take all that information for you on either side, and then we store that and we share it. So, if you're a person who's been displaced and you fill this information out, we collect that and then we share that with the organizations who on the other side have also raised their hand, right? And we say, these are the individuals, this is what their skills are, this is how you can get in touch with them, this is where they're located. If they're mostly focused on remote roles, or if they're interested in hybrid roles, or if they're interested in on-site, whatever that is, there's a couple different things that we pull into those fields. We share that with those organizations and we say, hey, look, these are the individuals that you really should be building a relationship with, or open to work. They've been displaced for whatever reason. And really we launched it and then we saw immediate support. And so there's over 400 names already on there. We have a handful of great organizations that have raised their hand as well that we've worked with so far. And it's just been a continuous cycle of support ever since we launched it. So we've made some slight adjustments along the way, but right now it's really gone from mostly like operational roles, underwriters, processors, closers, and then it really started to expand. We have everyone from back office, sales, customer success, tech, on the IT side, technology. We really have a widespread, even customer experience and design, software design, all within the industry. It's really started to flower out and to grow from there. And so it's super cool. It's super cool to see that happen. So, if you're an organization who is hiring and you're listening to this and you have open positions, and again, it really goes across, different types of roles. It's not tied down to specific roles. And if you have open positions where you're actively hiring, I definitely recommend jumping on. If you go to modelmatch.com/connect, all you have to do is either click raise my hand, or you can just scroll down right here. If you're an organization, click on I'm hiring. It's a super simple form to fill out. And then, of course, if you're someone who has been displaced, and you're looking for an additional resource to have to get your name on a list and get that information shared with an organization who is hiring, it certainly doesn't hurt, to put your name out there and to raise your hand on that. It's completely private, so we only share that with the organizations that are engaging with us as well. Jump onto Model Match Connect, click on Open to Work. We're just going to take some basic information from you as well. Again, we don't want to pry too deep, but we want to get enough information from you that it's going to make sense to share that along. And we'll share that with the employer, and hopefully, we've had some success so far, which is always really fantastic to see, to making those connections, but we're looking to make a lot more and hopefully get a lot more people placed. I don't have anything else additional. If we want to jump into, I know there's some questions I think that are popping up. So if we want to jump into some of those, I'm more than happy to do that as well.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions for here. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us. The first one is, do employers need to be a Model Match client in order to participate and see profiles of candidates seeking work that you?
No. Yeah, that's a really great question. I apologize for skipping that. This is something that we're doing at no cost. So, of course, we're a software company. We have a recruiting firm as well that sits behind that. But Model Match Connect is entirely free right now. There's no cost right now to get involved, whether you're a person or whether you're an organization. This is really where we're trying to build that community around, what's happening. And this is kind of our way of saying, this is what we do. This is what we're good at. And if we can give back a little bit, let's do that right now. And so, yeah, no cost at all.
Awesome.
And you don't have to be a Model Match user. No, we would like you to be, but you don't have to.
Absolutely. And then one more quick question: how would a company get added to Model Match Connect if they wanted to join?
Yeah, so just like a person would, if you go to modelmatch.com/connect, you jump on the landing page. In the middle of that page, it says I'm an employer. If you just click I'm hiring, it'll have a very short form to fill out. And then you'll be placed on our list to where we will share the list of talent with you. And then we will continuously share that, of course, as new people jump on.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, for everyone tuning in, if you guys have any more questions, definitely let either myself or Thomas know. There will be a follow-up email for everyone with more information about Model Match Connect and how you can get involved, as well as links to the YouTube video and podcast. And Thomas, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us more about Model Match Connect and all the great things you guys are doing to, help people that have, lost jobs this year. It's really great that you guys are doing this.
Yeah, I really appreciate the time today, Sarah. Always appreciate the partnership with TMC, and we're in a position to give back, and so we're happy to do so. So if anyone has any questions, you can always reach out to the Model Match team. We always be happy to help out, point you in the right direction. Otherwise, jump on the modelmatch.com/connect and give it a look. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Thomas. Have a great day, everyone.
Take care.